Hey, Stephen.
Hey, how you doing, Lloyd?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it on such short notice again.
No
Um,
problem.
so today's pretty simple. Just wanted to kind of chat about, I saw the press release about how now that we have all the snow on the ground, AAA is urging motorists to just kind of, obviously take it slower on the roadways, but also, really exercise that move over law and give emergency vehicles the proper space that's needed. So I just wanted to kind of have you talk a little bit about that and just kind of summarize the press release.
Yeah, so the state of Rhode Island did something really, really good back in 2008. They passed that move over law, slow down, move over law. And what it calls for is that anytime you're driving down the road and you see a flashing red light, an amber light, and the blue lights of a police officer, a cruiser, you need to slow down or move over into a further lane, if possible, to give the emergency worker a greater berth, a wider berth. And the idea today is with this massive snowstorm this week, roads are narrower, snowbanks are higher, and we thought we would just bring it up we're one of many safety stakeholders in the state, including law enforcement. We work with the state police, the police, municipal police departments, and the fire departments. And we just wanted to really amplify the message that you really need to give these folks wider berth and allow them to do their job. And this is a good time to do that, to bring it up, and to really articulate and amplify that message.
And I think one of the key points that I read in that press release was about, on average, two emergency responders are, struck by a motorist every single day. Of course, on average for the entire country. And I found that kind of fascinating because I feel like people don't always think of that, in terms of like how often it can actually happen. It might not be in our backyard, but it could be in someone else's, and it's kind of like, obviously in the winter months, you want to just use that extra caution and do that. So, yeah, it's good that you guys are obviously, mentioning this. And, I guess, you may have already touched on it, but like, any advice to the motorists, just to kind of obviously slow down and move over, any advice to them that you'd want to tell them? Or
Yeah, this is really at its very core, just common sense and common courtesy. You slow down and you move over. And I've been noticing for the past several years, there seems to be more and more people doing that than ever before, complying with the state law. And by the way, there's a state law in all 50 states for this, and for good reason. There's a lot of people being injured, 2 people every day on the roadside, emergency responders, tow truck operators, 1 dies every other week in the country, which is really, these are scary professions, and they're out there doing great work assisting motorists. So the ability to help them out, to comply with the law and do so each and every time is critically important. The other thing is right now with these high snowbanks and narrow roadways, we need to be particularly careful for vulnerable road users, pedestrians, and others along the side of the road. So kind of a tough time of year to be driving. And again, just urging caution on behalf of all of our safety partners, DOT workers, fire, police, ambulance, and others who are at the roadside doing good work.
And this might be a question that maybe you don't want to answer, but in terms of what's the word I'm looking for? Like if someone doesn't fails to move over, are people looking at potential fines as like a repercussion from not following the law?
Yeah, when the General Assembly passed this law, I don't think it was ever about issuing fines. It was about making people aware of the dangers at the roadside and what they could do to assist. I think there is a standard fine for noncompliance. I don't hear of it being heavily enforced. It's more a question of making people aware. When you drive into the state, you see the sign on the side of the road, slow down and move over. It's the law. You see it on bumper stickers, and it's really great to see Rhode Islanders kind of capturing the spirit of this law and making our roadway workers safe. I call them Roadway Heroes because they're out there each and every day doing phenomenal work.
Right. And of course, across our small state, there's so many highways that connect, place to place. So I feel like this law is actually more of an importance because of that. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
I think when you see a video sometimes of someone, repairing a flat tire at the roadside on 95, for example, you realize just how close motorists come, and it's pretty unnerving. I've been in that situation myself with with ride-alongs. So again, people paying attention and showing courtesy is life-saving. It really is. So
right. And these laws are put into place for a reason. That the whole move over one, it obviously is to just remind the motorists to slow down, move over. Obviously the whole no texting and driving kind of thing ties along, because you get easily distracted. It could lead into something that happens like this. So they're all
can I add something, Stephen? And one more thought about this is that many of the crashes that occur, hitting into a police officer that is, the car is sitting stationary, oftentimes impairment is a part of this as well. So, you got to take that into account. We shouldn't be driving impaired anyway, but people who do have more of a likely tendency to hit, they might be attracted to that flashing light, in fact, which is maybe counterintuitive, but it happens. So again, diligence, vigilance, being smart and careful really makes a difference for these folks.
perfect. Just checking over the press release, make sure I covered everything. That's good on my end. You gave a nice, summary of it all, and you nailed it pretty good. So unless there's something else that you wanted to add, I'm all free on my end and I'm all set.
No, Steve, always a pleasure. Give me a call whenever you need us, okay?
Perfect. Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thank you for for kind of amplifying this message. It really means a lot to all of us when the media plugs into this.
It's important, it's important news. And, just seeing driving out here now, there is some snow melting, so that's helping. But these snowbanks that are, from the plows, sometimes the visibility, you can't see around the corner, you can't see up ahead, like you just never know. So it is very important.
Yeah, our sister AAA club in Texas, a young 30-some-odd-year-old technician got killed in a hit and run last week, 2 weeks ago, on the side of the road, and it just reminds you about the extraordinary danger, and everything we can do to help and mitigate those kind of things from happening is well worth our time.
Exactly. Spreading the message. Hopefully, a better outcome comes from it. Well, thank you again, Lloyd. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, too.
You're running that today or tomorrow, or what are you thinking, Steve?
That is up to the producers. I'll send this out to them, but it could be today or tomorrow. It'll be soon. It'll also be on the website as well.
Oh, I thought you were totally in charge, Steve. I thought you ran the show down there.
I wish, but yeah, I kind of do the video, the interviews, and then I just send them along. Say, hey, we got this. Feel free to use it.
I understand. Take care, Steve.
Take care.
All right. Be well.
You too.